Now at 6 and streaming on crossroadstoday.com, a Victoria man is sentenced to 40 years in prison. A former Edna High School head football coach pleads guilty and gets probation. And Jeff Bouknight talks about running for State Representative District 30.
Well, the rain has come in and now the rain is gone. What we're waiting for now is a big north wind that's going to give us a bit of a chill for the weekend. We'll have all that coming up in a moment.
And it is area round for the girls basketball postseason. I'll have that coming up in sports.
You're watching 25 News now at 6. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Don Brubaker. Karina Garcia is off tonight. A Victoria man pleaded guilty to 2 charges this week. 30-year-old Ernest Morin was sentenced to 25 and 15-year sentences in state prison. Morin pleaded guilty to aggravated sexual assault of a child and indecency with a child by sexual contact. Morin assaulted 2 Victoria children. Since one of the victims was under the age of 6 at the time of the offense, Morin will have to serve the entire sentence day for day. The defendant will also be a registered sex offender for life and be subject to a lifetime protective order against the victims. A Victoria man pleaded guilty to 5 charges earlier this week. 18-year-old Jaden Castillo will serve 4 years in state prison for having a banned short barrel gun. He gets 2 years in prison for threatening to retaliate against a potential witness and 18 months each for having a large quantity of marijuana and a stolen firearm. Castillo also pled guilty to misdemeanor assault of a family member for 180 days in county jail, and Castillo also admitted to being a member of a local criminal street gang. He gave up several guns to Victoria police. A Victoria resident was arrested on 3 charges earlier this week. 31-year-old Jamarcus Dawkins is accused of burglary of a building, tampering or fabricating physical evidence, and evading arrest or detention. Dawkins is in the Victoria County Jail in lieu of $32,500 bond. A former Edna ISD athletic director was sentenced to probation Thursday. The Jackson County Herald Tribune reports Jerry Long was convicted of having an improper relationship with a student almost 5 years after his arrest. Long agreed in a plea deal to serve 4 years probation and to permanently surrender his teaching certificate. Long admitted to soliciting a student via text message with the intent to meet her in person for sexual contact. Long was hired in 2017 as athletic director at Edna ISD. He resigned in April of 2019. Former Victoria Mayor Jeff Bouknight is running for the District 30 House of Representatives seat. 25 News Now weekend anchor Adam Seibel has more. Adam?
Don, former Victoria Mayor Jeff Bouknight wants to serve District 30. State Representative Jeannie Morrison has endorsed him, as well as Governor Greg Abbott. He says one of the primary issues he's running on is border security and stopping the flow of illegal immigrants into Texas.
But we need to ensure that we get a Republican administration in the presidential office this next November. That's going to be the biggest key to turning around the flow of illegal immigrants. And after we get that done, we need to go back as Texas and ask them to return the $10 billion that we've spent to enforce the federal immigration laws.
The primary for District 30 has 3 other candidates: Brett Baldwin, Vanessa Hicks Callaway, and former Jackson County Sheriff A.J. Louderback. The Republican primary winner for District 30 will face Democrat Stephanie Bassam in the November election. She's running unopposed in the Democratic primary election. And to see our full interview that we had with Bouknight, this was live at 5 on air. Come to our website, crossroadstoday.com, to watch that entire interview. Don, back to you.
Adam, thank you. And once again, the Republican primary winner for District 30 will face Democrat Stephanie Bassam in the November election. She's running unopposed in the Democrat primary election. Monday on 25 News Now at 5, we'll have the 2 Democrat Party primary candidates who are running for District 27. I will interview Tanya Lloyd and Anthony Tristan live in studio. We hope you'll join us. Then on Tuesday, we'll have incumbent Congressman Michael Cloud of District 27. 3 other people are on the Republican primary ballot. ballot, including Chris Mapp, Scott Mandel, and Luis Espandola. Congressman Cloud has previously served on the Texas State Executive Republican Committee and was chairman of the Victoria County Republican Party. During his time in office, he's worked to improve issues at the border. On June 30th, 2018, he won the special election, defeating Democrat nominee Eric Holguin 55% to 32%. Early voting, the primary election starts Tuesday, February 20th. That's next Tuesday. You can vote from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. all days except Sunday, February 25th, when the polls open at 9 a.m. and close at 3 p.m. Early voting ends March 1st, and you can vote at the Dr. Patty Dodson Public Health Center. An error in judging the location of a solar farm will cost Wharton County millions of dollars. The Ocampo Leader News reports that a solar farm was wrongly calculated to be totally in Wharton County. Part of it is really in Matagorda County. The error will now cost Wharton County $483,000. The total impact to Wharton County could be over $2 million in lost revenue, and officials say El Campo ISD will lose $1.1 million. Now, another race in the ballot in the March 5th primary is Victoria County Commissioner Precinct 3. We spoke with one candidate about his reaction to throw his hat in the race. 25 News Now reporter Adarius McCormick has more from Brad Tucker. Adarius?
Brad Tucker will take on 4 other candidates in the race for County Commissioner Precinct 3. The position works with the Victoria County Judge and 3 other precinct commissioners. Together, the Commissioner's Court handles the financial decisions of the county. Brad Tucker owns Tucker Construction Company. He says this experience in business will move the county into the right direction.
Well, I think I've learned lessons over the years working in the private sector and as a business owner. That will help me make smart decisions, make smart investments for our future, and help me make our tax dollars go as far as they can.
There are a total of 4 Republican primary candidates running for County Commissioner Precinct 3. Along with Brad Tucker, you have Marcus Salinas, Shannon Martin, and James Soderholtz. Don, back to you.
All right, Adarius, thank you. And now let's take a first look at your forecast. Here's First Warn Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Mac Perez. Mac, truthfully, did you expect more rain today than we got?
Truthfully, I expected a half an inch to an inch, and we got 49/100ths.
Wow. You were off, though, Mac.
Slightly, just a tad. We did really well, as a matter of fact. It was a good rain. Now it's pretty much moving out of the area. You can see all the radar echoes down there. The cloud deck is still way up here. That's going to clear out tomorrow, but it's going to be turning colder by morning. We'll be talking about that and your weekend in just a moment.
Mac, thank you. Victoria ISD Board of Trustee member Bridget Marshall is seeking re-election. She has an opponent on May 4th. Andy Rokovich is on the ballot, and in District 4, only one person has filed to run. Micah Patton is running for that seat. 5 people have filed to run for City Council in Victoria. Residents can run for any of the 4 regular City Council seats in Districts 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5 candidates have filed. Rafael De La Garza III is seeking re-election in District 1. Jan Scott is seeking re-election in District 4. Attorney Stephen Kidder has filed to run in District 2. Business owner April Butler and UHV Administrator Woodrow Wilson Wagner II have filed to run in District 3. The election is Saturday, May 4th. Governor Greg Abbott was at the border in Eagle Pass today to announce the creation of a new National Guard base camp. Abbott was joined by armed members of the Texas National Guard near Eagle Pass, where the new base camp is under construction. The 80-acre camp will be able to house anywhere from 1,800 to 2,300 soldiers at a time, depending on need. Now those soldiers are assigned to the border and they will not have to travel. Abbott says the idea is to expand and improve border security capabilities.
What this will do, also a little bit more specifically, is going to consolidate our forces. Again, as opposed to being scattered around many different places across this region, they will be operating out of one place. It will amass a large army in a very strategic area. It will increase the speed and flexibility of the Texas National Guard to be able to respond to crossings.
Governor Abbott and the state of Texas have been butting heads with federal agencies and the Biden administration concerning border policies for some time now. Governor Abbott has sent more than 90,000 migrants to sanctuary cities across the country, including Washington, D.C., New York City, Chicago, Philadelphia, Denver, and Los Angeles since April 2022. Well, here's your viewer poll tonight. Scan that QR code on your screen to vote now. Here's the question. Do you think the new base camp in Eagle Pass will help with the border crisis? Yes or no? This is a very close vote. It was. Actually, now it's changed. 62% of the voters say no, it will not help. We thank you for voting, and we want to hear from you. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part, and I will have an answer and an update on 25 News Now at 10. For the second time in 2 days, protesters disrupted a Texas campaign stop by GOP presidential candidate Nikki Haley. The protesters interrupted Haley's event in San Antonio today. Last night, she was confronted by protesters during a campaign event in Dallas. During another rally, a protester urged her against more wars as she called for greater sanctions on Iran amid increased tensions in the Middle East. The Shiner City Council this week appointed interim chief Wayne Denson to be the permanent chief of the Shiner Police Department. The swearing-in ceremony on Thursday morning. Denton, a U.S. Army veteran and retired Lavaca County Justice of the Peace, has served as the interim chief since last October. He has 30 years experience in law enforcement, including 6 years working for the Shiner PD. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell so you can see Crossroads Today on YouTube. And stay with us. Coming up on 25 News Now at 6. A judge turns down Ken Paxton's appeal to end his security fraud trial. Also ahead, a Texas congressman is named a manager in the Alejandro Mayorkas impeachment trial.
Here's a look at what you can expect on Community Crossroads this week. We hear from candidates running for that Texas House District 30 seat. We also hear from Sheriff Marr and the University of Houston, Victoria.
We have our annual Jaguar Day, which is a great opportunity for students and their families to come take a tour of campus, see the dorms, speak to our amazing faculty and staff, get to learn about majors and degree programs.
They rejected Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton's attempts to throw out felony security fraud charges that have shadowed the Republican for nearly a decade. The decision by State District Judge Andrea Bell, an elected Democrat, keeps Paxton on track to stand trial in April on charges that he duped investors in a Dallas area tech startup by not disclosing that he was being paid by the company to recruit them. If convicted, Paxton faces up to 99 years in prison. A federal district judge on Friday pushed the bank and wire fraud trial of Austin real estate developer and reported friend of Paxton, Nate Paul, back 9 months. KXAN reports it is now set for November 6th. The trial date was previously reset from August 2023 to July 2024 in light of the mountain of discovery materials involved. Paul's defense sought a trial date in January 2025. Prosecutors wanted the trial set in October. Texas U.S. Congressman August Pfluger is an impeachment manager in the Senate impeachment trial of Department of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. KCEN reports Pfluger is the chairman of the Counterterrorism, Law Enforcement, and Intelligence Subcommittee on the House Homeland Security Committee. The Senate is expected to receive the articles of impeachment from the House after returning to session on February 26th.
Well, good evening, everyone. The cloudy skies are here. The rain was nice, but it's gone now. As a matter of fact, we were waiting for the next thing to roll around. We're looking at 63 degrees right about now, and our high temperature, of course, only 66 because of the rainfall. Officially out at the airport, we had 4100s, and here at Riverside Park, we got 4900s, almost a half an inch. And that brings our season, well, our month up to 3.16 and our season up to 10.83 inches. Now we're waiting for the cold front and the chilly air for Saturday morning. We'll talk about that in a moment. Well, it was a sloppy day, but fortunately the rain was not enough to give us any kind of problems. Hopefully you were okay. You can see the city right about there and all the radar echoes now moving offshore. The clouds are still with us, and they will be with us for a little bit of the night, or actually most of the night, because the cloud deck edge is way up here. Now right about here, right about Austin, is the cold front. It has got a brisk north winds behind it at about 20-30 miles an hour, and that north wind will be rolling down to our area. By sunrise, you'll be saying, ooh, where's my sweater? Because it's going to be rather chilly. Now you can see the continuation of all that moisture streaming up over our area. So it's going to take a while for that colder, drier air to filter in and blow all that away. Here's the estimate of rainfall for the last 24 hours. You can see right about here. And in the city, right about there, we got a good solid ½ inch. And other areas around the north, let's say El Campo, all the way to Cuero, all down to Beeville, got a little bit more, maybe up to an inch of rain in those spots. So it was beautiful rain. Now it's going away and we're setting up for the weekend. And then we got a little bit of a roller coaster on the temperature department. We'll be talking about that. Now here's Future Tracker. We start off this evening. You can see how the cloud deck continues to drop south. Right about here is that wind shift line, that north wind that'll blow in tonight. And tomorrow you're really going to be looking for your sweater because the high temperature is only about 48, 50 degrees tomorrow afternoon. So you can imagine how much chillier that air is going to be. But the clouds will be with us on Saturday, but Sunday is going to be beautiful, but still on the cold side as that cold air drifts in. And when I say roller coaster, well, you'll see what I'm talking about when you see the 7-day forecast, because we're going to get a quick return to a strong south wind, and that's going to be quite interesting. Well, there's our front. That's coming in after midnight tonight. It'll be here overnight. By sunrise, you'll know what I'm talking about. Here's the day planner for those of you in Port Lavaca. Looking cloudy skies and windy by sunrise. And notice it'll be a north wind all day long. Temperatures, okay, 47, 48 is a high temperature. Wow, what a change. And then in Cuero, cloudy skies and windy, north wind, and only getting up to 46 to 49 degrees. And then the roller coaster, watch this. So while our high temperature is barely 50 tomorrow, and of course the drizzle is just in the morning, be clearing the rest of the day, sunny and very chilly on Sunday with a high of 57. Look at this, by Tuesday, 77. By Thursday of next week, we'll be up to 80 degrees. So you can say spring is going to spring all over us this coming week. That's your 7-day forecast, reminding everybody we do have a QR code. Please scan that, put Crossroads Today on your phone. Don, back to you.
Mike, thank you. Zach Brown has your sports, and we got a La Hoop playoff action coming up.
Playoffs today, and Faith Academy hosting a playoff game tomorrow. Hear from head coach Randy Reed coming up in sports. The Faith Academy Cougars preparing for a playoff game tomorrow, and they set themselves up to have it right at home. The Cougars used an overtime win, and then they won this thriller against Legacy to punch its ticket to the postseason. Not only are the guys in the postseason, but they've done it in year 2. A pleasant surprise to head coach Randy Reed.
To tell you the truth, I kind of expected maybe going into year 3, we'd start turning a corner with some of our young guys coming up from our A team. But these guys have begun to gel together to win an overtime game and then to win a barn burner like we did the other night. Man, it helps your collaboration and it helps the energy of the kids. We have a lot more to work on. We're nowhere near we want to be, but at the same time, how many schools have an opportunity to host a playoff game and set yourself up for a Sweet 16 appearance?
Once again, that game will be at the Faith Academy gym. In girls hoops, today is the area round of the postseason. The Cuero girls being sent off once again. They are heading up the road to Columbus today to face the Bay City Blackcats. That game will be at 7 p.m. Cuero trying to add another gold ball to their trophy case after having one of their best seasons in the last few years. We talked about the Victoria East girls yesterday and what this game means to them. This is a revenge game because last year against Brownsville Veterans Memorial, they were eliminated in this exact same round by the same team. The girls, with another year under their belt, feel really good about their chances going into today's game. The Edna Cowgirls, fresh off a dominant bi-district round victory, look to make it past the area round. They will travel to Seguin and take on the Lytle Pirates. A common opponent between these two were the Marion Bulldogs. They both beat them handily, so it should be an evenly matched up ball game in Seguin. And last but certainly not least, the Shiner ladies. They go to Waller High School to take on Big Sandy. Shiner, long 23-game winning streak. Last time they lost was to Cuero. That was way back on December 7th. Shiner has been ranked highly all year, looking to keep the winning ways going. We've got another gold medalist here in the Crossroads in the state UIL swim meet. This footage is from the Twitter page of head football coach Travis Reeve. The swimmer is Riley Wallace. She takes home the gold medal in the girls' 100-meter breaststroke, and from the looks of the video, she finished way ahead of the competition. Congrats to Riley Wallace. And well, we've also got some soccer in the area. So, Don, I guess after the show, I guess I'm heading over to Memorial Stadium. Back to you.
And I bet you'll have a kick there. All right, thank you, Zach, and we're back in a moment. A Virginia high school basketball coach promised to get the team manager in a game this season. That coach followed through with that promise. Boy, did he ever. Finally tonight, promises made, promises kept. A promise made and kept by a basketball coach in Virginia has given one team a memory of a lifetime and also made the dreams come true for the team manager turned star player. Down 4 points with 9 seconds left in the game, head coach Chris Fugate put Bobo Bowman in the game. Off the inbound, Bobo got the ball, swish! The team ended up winning the game by 1 point.
Wow.
So team managers out there, take a tip from that. You never know when you're going to be called. It's kind of like Aggies, the 12-man thing. You never know when you could be called into action.
Put me in, coach. Put me in,
That's right. I'm ready to play. Look at him go. Look at him go. And, of course, if you tried to play in this kind of weather, you would have run into rain for a little while. But
the field would have been sloppy, that's for sure.
a little sloppy. Not too
But
bad.
the rain is leaving tonight, and what's going to be replaced with is a strong north wind. In fact, by morning, it'll be rather chilly for those of you taking the dog out early. We're looking for a high tomorrow on Saturday of only 50 degrees. It'll be cold and cloudy and windy in the morning, but by the end of the day, it'll be clearing out. Sunny Sunday. Oh, sunny, sunny.
Easy for you to
on
say.
Sunday with still a cool high temperature of 57.
I would have trouble saying that as I'm looking at this forecast and looking at a high of 80 for Thursday.
So we go from 50 on Saturday to 80 by next Thursday. So call it springtime in
Well,
Texas.
like Don says, today's weather is perfect basketball weather, which is what we have a lot in our area today
That's
because
where
they
you
get
wanna
to play it indoors. I didn't get the joke at first until he explained it to me.
It took
Not a
7 times,
fast
but he
thinker.
got it. So, you know. All right, thank you guys, and thanks for being with us. We'll see you tonight for 25 News Now at 10. Have a good one, everybody.